Welcome to this episode of our podcast, where we will be exploring the year 1912, a year that was marked by a mix of triumphs and tragedies. As the world continued to undergo rapid change and transformation, in Europe, tensions were rising as the major powers jostled for position and competed for resources and territory. Germany, under the leadership of Kaiser Wilhelm II, had become a dominant force in Europe with a growing industrial economy and a powerful military. However, this dominance was not without its challenges, as other powers, including Britain and France, sought to maintain their own influence and protect their interests. In Russia, Tsar Nicholas I was facing growing unrest and discontent from his people, who were demanding greater political freedoms and an end to the oppressive Tsarist regime. This unrest would eventually lead to the outbreak of the Russian Revolution in 1917, which would fundamentally reshape the political landscape of Europe and the world. Meanwhile, in the United States, the presidential election was heating up, with former President Theodore Roosevelt making a bid for a third term on the Progressive Party ticket. Roosevelt was a popular and charismatic leader who had built a reputation as a champion of the working class and an advocate for social justice. One of the most significant events of 1912 was the sinking of the Titanic, the largest and most luxurious ocean liner of its time. The ship had set out on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England on April 10, 1912, with more than 2,200 passengers and crew members on board. However, just 4 days later, the ship struck an iceberg and sank in the early hours of April 15, resulting in the loss of more than 1,500 lives. The sinking of the Titanic was a tragedy that shook the world and captured the public imagination. It was a reminder of the dangers of hubris and overconfidence, as well as the fragility of human life in the face of nature's power. In addition to the tragedy of the Titanic, 1912 was also a year of triumphs and breakthroughs. In sports, the Stockholm Olympics were held, marking the first time the modern pentathlon was included in the Games. American Jim Thorpe also won gold medals in both the pentathlon and the decathlon, cementing his status as one of the greatest athletes of all time. In the world of aviation, French pilot Roland Garros made the first successful crossing of the Mediterranean Sea, while American aviator Harriet Quimby became the first woman to fly across the English Channel. In the field of science, British physicist Ernst Rutherford conducted groundbreaking experiments that would pave the way for the discovery of the atomic nucleus, while German chemist Fritz Haber developed a process for synthesizing ammonia that would revolutionize agriculture and help to feed the world's growing population. In literature, the year 1912 saw the publication of several important works, including Marcel Proust's Swann's Way and Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan of the Apes. These novels explored themes of memory, identity, and adventure, and would go on to become classics of modern literature. Finally, in politics, the year 1912 saw the ratification of the 17th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which established the direct election of senators by the people. This was a major victory for progressive reformers, who had long argued that the previous system of indirect election had led to corruption and cronyism. In conclusion, the year 1912 was a year of triumphs and tragedies, as the world continued to undergo rapid change and transformation. It was a year that saw humanity reach new heights of achievement, while also confronting the harsh realities of mortality and loss. Nonetheless, the events of 1912 left a